Welcome back to the show. Now, there has recently been a lot of controversy on how beneficial vitamins can be. And Jaine is here today to let us know that you can't believe everything that you read in the paper. Jaine, lovely to have you here. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here. Yeah.
Now, what do you believe are the actual benefits of vitamins?
Vitamins can have a tremendous benefit to the health. Correctly used, they can help a whole range of diseases and conditions. And in fact, there's a lot of research to back that up over many years now, and increasing amounts of research really that just shows how important vitamins are. Yeah.
It's interesting. I can imagine it's sparking a lot of curiosity out there. Now, as far as the difference between vitamins and drugs, that's a big question, isn't it? Difference between vitamins and drugs.
Yeah, that's an interesting question. Perhaps if we take it back to when vitamins were first discovered, and they were discovered as being a vital part of the food that we eat,
right,
and that absolutely necessary for our health. So they are present in food. Now, the reason people take supplements is because they feel there's not enough of those vitamins that their body actually needs, maybe at times of illness, or perhaps due to the depletion of nutrients within the food itself, sometimes going back to the soil, that there's a lack of nutrients in the soil, that goes on to lack it in the food, and then people do all sorts of strange things to the food before it actually gets to the plate. So depending on how it's processed or cooked or prepared, that makes quite a difference to the vitamin content.
So it's really a huge sort of interactive process, isn't it?
Absolutely, yes.
One thing affecting the other. And of course, the big question, can we actually overdose on vitamins?
Absolutely. You have to be very careful about whatever you take into your body. And the New Zealand Society of Naturopaths, we're very concerned that people are properly informed about their health. And we do urge people to seek the advice of a naturopath, a registered naturopath, if they've got any questions about it, or if they're wondering what to do about their particular complaint, because it's quite difficult to work out what supplements might be right for you. It might be that some are and some aren't.
What would be the worst thing, just out of curiosity, that could happen to us if we did overdose on vitamins?
Well, out of the vitamins, the vitamin A is perhaps the one that's most dangerous to take in higher amounts. Vitamin A. And most naturopaths would say it's far safer if you're taking it just yourself off the counter. If you take it in the form of beta-carotene, that's a much safer way to take it. Now, beta-carotene, if you take that in, the body will then make that into its own vitamin A. So,
wow, that's astounding, isn't it?
So it's amazing you can actually do that. That's a safe form to take. So you can take the beta-carotene in quite large amounts, and if you take it a lot, you're not really going to cause any problems in the body. I'm sure if you took a sack load, you would cause a problem, but really, by and large, you're not going to take that amount. And then the body will make the vitamin A it actually needs, and that's a far safer way than taking it as the pre-prepared vitamin A, which has to be used with a lot more caution. It can be helpful to use that, but only in certain situations with certain people. So.
This is very, very good for us to know. Now, what are your views, because this has been a bit controversial as well, as far as vitamins and the connection with breast cancer?
Well, there's been some interesting reports on that. I think it was quite an alarmist report about that, looking at a study that was looking at the health of women, about 35,000 women, and saying, well, who's taking vitamins and who isn't, and who's developing breast cancer. Now, one of the ways that study was conducted, there was a problem because it was done by a self-certified questionnaire, which isn't really a very accurate way of conducting a study. So that was the first problem. And the other things were the results. Although some women who took vitamins did go on to develop cancer, in fact, 96.7% of the women who took the vitamins didn't actually develop breast cancer. So in fact, most of the vitamin takers were safe from breast cancer. And it may be that was the thing that prevented them getting breast cancer, maybe not. The other thing with that particular study was that not enough of the other factors were taken into account. So normally if you do a study, you look at what's called the confounding factors, meaning what else are these people doing? What are they doing as well as taking the vitamins? Because that also could increase their cancer risk.
That's right, and it tells us something very important too, doesn't it, that we really have to challenge the information when it's coming to us and really do our research very carefully.
Absolutely,
make sure it's validated.
yeah, definitely.
That's right. Now, people wanting to find out more about vitamins, where's a good place that they can start?
Well, we think really with your registered naturopath, so we say look for the New Zealand Society of Naturopaths, look for a registered naturopath there, and that's a person that's been fully trained, fully qualified for a number of years, and you've got a lot of trust that you can put in those naturopaths rather than somebody who's done a very short course.
Wonderful. I'd love to hear more and more. It's really interesting stuff, but we've got you back in again tomorrow.
Right,
so we'll
look forward to that.
Then.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you for talking with us.
You're welcome.
There we go, and that wraps up our show for today. And hey, we love to hear your feedback on all the great guests that we've had in here, so do keep it coming in. You can send an email to news@tvcentral.co.nz or check out our website, tvcentral.co.nz. Oh, and just before we go, here's an example of someone who has been sending us some feedback. Sarah W. from Tauranga said, "Thanks for letting me know about the Wedding Expo. I can't wait to pick up some ideas for our special day." That's just the kind of thing we love to hear, so definitely keep it coming in. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow.
This has been an Alpha Media production, a division of Television Media Group.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.